What's up, everybody? You're here with the Fly Guy. All right, today I'm going to be tying the J-Lo bug in Midnight. This is a drop shot fly that I use for bass. I use it for smallmouth and largemouth. These flies excel in low clear water conditions, clear water in general, but specifically low water conditions in creeks and rivers. By fishing this style, I'm able to keep flies on or near the bottom without going through my fly box and snagging up constantly. This method helps me keep the fly in the zone, and I get more takes from pressured fish and during tough conditions. The tying recipe for this fly is up on my website at tfgflies.com. I have that linked below for you. And I also have a related video linked below as well. It just highlights some of the fishing footage that I've got for this pattern so far. I was using the olive and brown variation, and it helped me out during high sun and low clear water. All right, let's go ahead and tie the J-Lo bug in Midnight. We're going to start by laying a thread base down on this hook, and we're going to go ahead and tie in our foul guard. Because this fly is going to be fished on a drop shot rig modified for the fly rod, this fly will ride hook point up. The foul guard will sit above the rubber legs with the hook point riding up so that the rubber legs do not just instantly get wrapped around the hook shank. This type of foul guard reduces fouling by roughly 85%. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. After tying that down, we're going to go ahead and tie in our rubber legs. You can use whichever rubber legs you want here, but I use 4 black and then 2 deep purple blue barred crazy legs. This color combo is really good for bass, but typically this is designed for clear water and overcast skies or murky water. So we've got 6 legs total on this back end of this fly, and it's got killer action. Make sure to tie those rubber legs up to the 3/4 point of the hook shank. As you wrap that down, you'll have a more even body for your next step. For the body, we're going to use a dubbing blend. I make this myself, but you can use any dubbing blend that you'd like that's dark, black and purple mix. So we'll go ahead and fill our dubbing loop with this dubbing and wrap it forward. Make sure to brush it out a couple times, both before you wrap and then after the wraps are laid down. That gives it a nice buggy look when it's finished. Dubbing has a really nice look on this fly, and it collapses nicely, giving more action to the hackles up front. Now we're going to get towards the finishing part of this fly, and we're going to add in 2 hackles. The first one is a purple mallard flank. I love mallard flanks for these flies, including soft hackles, but on this one specifically, I want a little bit more body, I want a little bit more bulk, so I went with a mallard flank. Don't worry about laying it down perfectly. What you want to make sure that you do here is brush the fibers back. Mallard flanks can be a little difficult to work with. Just brush those fibers back, and when you reach the point of no return, make sure to clip off the excess and give it good, secure wraps after it's tied down. After wrapping down the mallard flank, we're going to go ahead and add in a black saddle. You're going to get as many wraps as you can in up to the front of the hook eye. These hackles collapse nicely, so it's okay if you wrap it up to the hook eye, especially since we're using a larger hook here. This is going to give you contrast. It's going to veil the purple slightly, but it's also going to give more bulk to this pattern so it can be seen in low light and during murky water conditions. After tying that off, make sure to wrap back across those hackles and give yourself a little thread head. You're going to have a nice round globe looking thread head after it's all said and done. And we're going to go ahead and lay down some polish and some UV resin to make this pattern pop. I'm going to lay 1 base coat down of black UV nail gel polish. Usually I have the polish brush cut to a very thin diameter so I can lay it down in tight spaces. This is my wife's UV nail polish, so I did not cut the brush. So if you're just kind of brushing this on, just put a little bit on, and you can use your bodkin to kind of move it around and cover those exposed thread wraps. You don't need a ton of polish here, just enough to cover it. You're going to put 2 more coats down. So it's going to be pretty simple. After you've covered the exposed thread wraps, Go ahead and coat it with some more UV polish. This time I'm going to be using a blue purple sparkle nail polish. I have no idea what the color is here, but they make a lot of variations like this, both in UV and traditional polish. The whole goal here is less is more. You're just going to barely coat that black with this nail polish. You want the black to shine through underneath of it, but you want a little bit of sparkle just to add a little bit to the pattern. After you spread that around with your bodkin, go ahead and cure that with your UV torch. And to finish this fly off, we're going to go ahead and use UV resin as the top coat. I use thin UV resin here, but if you would like to use a thick UV resin, you can. You'll just have a thicker head. It may be more durable, but that head is going to get a little bit large. I do the same thing as I did with the polish. I just spread it around on top of that polish and I cure it, and that fly is done. And that's it. That's the J-Lo bug in Midnight. This fly is tied weightless to be fished on a modified drop shot rig for the fly rod. It is excellent for bass. This method is highly productive, especially when other methods are not producing fish, primarily clear water and overcast conditions. Make sure to grab that tying recipe on my website at tfgflies.com and stay tuned for future videos on how to fly fish for bass using this drop shot method. If you like this video, go ahead and hit thumbs up, and if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe to my channel for more fly fishing and fly tying videos. Thanks again for watching, everybody. Take care, and we'll catch you next time.